Good morning, everybody. Got your coffee? I got mine. So, I want to issue a bit of a trigger warning for this morning's discussion. Um, this is a conversation that I really don't want to have, but it has become glaringly obvious to me over the last 24 hours that I need to have it and that I need to say something. And so, I am going to say something, and I'm going to use my limited expertise in order to say it, because while I have experienced a lot in my life, I am not a mental health care professional, and I just want to go on record as saying that. With that said, yesterday was quite the day for me. It was quite the day. I started off with doctor's appointments. I had both a primary, a doctor with my, an appointment with my primary care provider, and I also had a mental health care appointment. Those of you all who have been following me for a long time, especially if you came over from TikTok, you know that I am a strong advocate for mental health care, because of having gone through so much in my life. While I was away from my home, my motion detection sensors kept going off. I mean, they were going off like crazy. And I would check the cameras, and the only thing that I saw was activity with the library pantry. It was quite busy, and I saw people going in and out of there, and I didn't think anything of it. Well, I saw this one young lady, and she came back several times, and I was wondering what was going on. She never took any food or candy or anything like that. She would just thumb through the books, and I said, well, maybe when she got one book, she decided, yeah, I should have grabbed that other book. Again, I wasn't alarmed, but something in my spirit pulled me to listen because she was talking. The last time she came with some friends. And I said, well, I'm going to listen. A lot of those conversations, like I said in a previous video, those teenagers can have some really, what I feel like are personal conversations centered around that library pantry, because it is kind of a meeting spot for them. So I listened to the conversation, and in this conversation, she said she wanted to kill herself. Her two friends, she's a baby, teenager. The two friends that she was with, they didn't know how to respond to that. They did the best that they could. But I went back to listen to her other videos, and I became very concerned, and I didn't immediately know what I should do about it, because this isn't my child, but she is a member of my community, and I care. She's one of our children. And because I have had my own experiences with attempted suicide, with suicide attempts, maybe there was something that I could do. And so I felt that if there was something that I could do, I should do it. Also, maybe she felt like she could get some help. Maybe she felt like someone on the other end would care. And she was right, because I do. We're getting her help. I have involved my husband. I have involved others. And we are getting this baby the help that she needs. And I just want people to know that. If you can trust me with your money, if you can trust me to create a safe space where we can have these types of serious discussions, then trust me when I tell you that we are getting her help. She's being helped. I'm not going to elaborate beyond that, because this is the internet, and people will speak before they think, because it's more important to them that they speak than think. And honestly, where this subject matter is concerned, I don't have the patience for it. I just don't. Not today. Just know that I am doing my very best for this child. And so if I am absent in the next couple of days, don't worry. I have boots to the ground and I am doing my work. With that being said, sometimes we as adults, we can get so busy and so caught up in just trying to survive. Check in on your kids. We are just now, as a community, as a Black community, getting to a point where we can address our own mental health care concerns. But children, all they are young people, just little people. And we have to check in on our kids. And checking in with our kids, it has to go beyond just saying, hey, are you okay? And then mumbling, yeah, I'm good. And us accepting that because we want to believe that. Checking in is sitting them down, pinning them down, checking in on their emotions, what's going on in their life, and how they are coping with it and managing it and navigating their own issues. Don't think that because they are not out here working jobs and paying bills that they don't have issues and concerns. Mental illness runs in my family. I myself have had my struggles. Mental illness can start anywhere, at any time. You can be born with it, or it's something that can be lying dormant inside of you, and then it gets triggered one day. And that's why it's so important that not only do our kids see a doctor, but they see counselors from time to time. Sometimes children are being raised in homes where they don't necessarily feel safe talking about their feelings or sharing their true selves with family members. Just think of how hard it might be for a queer child living in a homophobic home and not ever being able to be their authentic selves out of fear. That is but one example. I myself was raised in a home where I had a father who was molesting me. My first suicide attempt happened at 8 years old, and that was the first time that he molested me. We have to check in on the kids. There are bullies in school. Remember the little girl, 8 years old, also, who hung herself because she was being racially harassed and bullied at school. Sometimes our kids don't always talk to us because the threat is silencing them. Check in on your kids. See what's going on. Ask them if they're worried about anything, and then find out what it is they are worried about. Because one thing about being a child, there should be no worries. Sometimes we can be so stressed out and so worried ourselves that we project that onto our children, and the thing that they are worried about is us. Stop. Check in on them. In the meantime, now would be a great time to contribute to the library pantry or to support the platform, as we will be putting materials into the library pantry to help kids cope. I hadn't even noticed, but the couple books that I bought about it were gone, and I didn't even think to refill that resource. But obviously it's needed, and I want to get books in there, and obviously pamphlets on where they can go for help if they are struggling to this degree, because clearly, if that child spoke those words into that camera at me, she didn't know what else to do. And I'm just glad it was me on the other side of the camera, because I would never, ever ignore that call. Not for my child, not for your child, not for any child. And check in on me too. Make sure I'm okay, because this is a hard one. And I'm just know that I'm doing my very best. If you would like to support the platform, I'll leave my Cash App and Venmo down in the comments. Y'all have a good day. I hope that I didn't make today bad for you, but it was a necessary conversation. Just think on my words. Check in on your kids. Check in on your loved ones. Be righteous and do something nice for someone today. I think we all need to do that after this conversation. Y'all have a good day.